Jesus is here! fucking Democrat.
We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live.
From Metro Detroit, this is HBL Radio Nation. Yes, it is. And keep the value as is. Per Eric Trump, keep the value as is. I'm Brian P. Gallagher.
And I'm Diane Russell. Welcome to episode 48 of HBL Radio Nation.
Yes.
Yes, we do this every Thursday. Like and subscribe. And don't forget to hit that notification because we have a special guest coming soon.
Yeah.
And we want you guys to know about it.
That way you can keep up with all the special extra stuff that we do outside the show as well.
Yeah. We're going to have some fun.
Good stuff.
It's going to be really, really cool.
It's all good stuff, and we have to keep our minds on the good stuff because we're going to be talking about so much bad stuff
that
with
it's
all the
like
shit that's going on. But it's important to keep it in the front of our minds so that we can make certain that it doesn't come to power again.
Yeah, and we got to take the wins where we can get them.
Yes.
So when we can get sparklers together for lunch this coming Saturday.
There you go. There you go. Yeah, in the beautiful, beautiful state of Michigan, run by the beautiful, beautiful, and awesome, intelligent, and great Gretchen Whitmer.
Yeah, so Kalahella, I know you're a sparkler. I'm not sure about Spykin. I don't know if I've ever seen
Hi, everybody.
you, but in Hal Sparks chat, we always, a lot of sparklers, man, they have like clubs around the country. There's some in Chicago.
Sure.
There's some here, but we don't get together. And I'm like, this is the first time I've personally tried to pull this whole thing together.
Okay.
And I got Connie Kelly's coming in for some work, and she is going to have lunch with us Saturday afternoon, probably during Hal's Saturday show. So we won't be there. And then John Deff is driving up from Ohio.
Great.
To join us.
Great.
And then we have other friends that are going to be there. So it's going to be
good time had by all.
Yeah. We got 5 eggs. It's going to be there. 5 eggs.
5 eggs. Yeah.
Oh, Kalahella, you're from Tony Michaels. You're the fucking family.
Fucking family.
That's what they are over at Tony Michaels. They're the fucking family.
Gotcha. Okay.
And sparklers are Hal Sparks.
That's funny because I usually say, when I'm dieting, which is always, I usually say I have a fuck it Friday.
Yeah.
That's my cheat day. I just go crazy on whatever and eat all the cheese that I can. I'll sit there and eat a block of cheese the size of a car battery. Love it.
We're going to have a really good time. I'm really excited. Tony's going to be there. One of my best friends forever, Kelly Kalaji is going to be there.
Cool.
So we're going to have, I'm getting text messages from.
Just getting text messages and we're getting messages on.
Cat, I can't talk right now, babe. Get on the chat. You know where to find me right now.
Yeah.
So anyway, to get to the news, it has been another week of fire hose of shit hose of news. And because of the war in Israel and Gaza and that whole hot mess, we don't get to hear a lot about what's going on here because it just sucks up all the news. Except for, we all know the term, if it bleeds, it leads, right? You know that term in the news?
Yeah.
If it bleeds, it leads.
Right.
So the war takes precedent over everything else.
Of course.
When we had the mass shooting last week.
If it's horrible, it's going to take
right.
precedent
When we had the
over
mass
shooting,
else.
It's going to sell.
That sucked out the
air out of the room.
The air out of the war, and now we're back to the war because the guy was found dead.
One of the things that they missed because of all that, I'm sure that you probably have this, but I want to jump the gun and throw this in there.
Sure, whatever.
Texas asshole Greg Abbott launched another set of barriers after having
the government tell him to take it down.
After the government told him to take the first one down, he went and set up a second section of them.
These motherfuckers, man, they want to
second barrier set.
They're pushing the limit.
They're poking the fucking bear, yeah. Yeah, Dark Brandon's got to come out and just hit him with the laser eyes. Take him out. Hit him with the fucking space lasers.
Right. Spikin, I'm a sparkler, but
Hey,
I'm
everybody.
South Carolina. I wish I could visit. You know, we love South Carolina, dude. I've got friends down there. Oh, yeah, not a high enough body count for, stuff to, yeah.
Right, yeah. Yeah, well, it's who the body count is. We hear about if a little white girl goes missing, we hear about it all over the news.
For a week, but a black girl
Black girls
goes
go missing every day in Detroit.
And
yeah.
nobody says a goddamn word about it.
Yeah, you got to go digging to find information about them.
I know.
It's crazy.
And we got to stop talking before the show about the show or stuff we want to say on the show, because he comes in and we start going, ooh.
Can you believe this happened? And then he said this, and
then
they said this, and oh my God.
And now I forget everything.
We get giddy and we
and
go
then
off about all of
we
it,
have to talk about other stuff besides the show.
We've got to
save it for the show.
Stare at the ground and focus on something else, anything else.
You bitch!
You just save it for the show.
Yeah. Save it for the show, yeah.
So, well, I'm not going to sit here and pretend that I know a millennia's worth of Middle East history and war and politics. I'm not going to pretend that.
Right.
So I'm just going to try to report on what happens here and what happens to the United States.
Sure.
So the first thing that we found out is that Iran has been linked to strikes against our U.S. troops in Syria and all these other places, and we've been doing self-defense and kind of hitting them back.
They've been sending lobbing shit at us, and we've been hitting them. Yes.
And later in the week, I found out the number, and it was just since October 7th, it's been 37 attacks.
Right.
On our U.S. troops. And so we're just trying to defend ourselves or whatever. And they're doing surgical and tactical, and they're trying not to, hit any civilians. But, as Malcolm Nance said, as Malcolm Nance said, civilians are going to get hit in wars.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. My take on it is that if my neighbor has a house right next door to mine, right? And somebody in that house that they've allowed to be in that house
is a terrorist,
starts shooting out the windows at my house.
Yeah.
And then takes some of my kids hostage. I might light up that house too.
Right.
Trying to get revenge, get them back, whatever.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's right, but I'm saying that if you allow a terrorist to live in your house and shoot out your windows, you got to be prepared for some volleys coming back at you. And I'm sorry, it sucks. Yeah. I'm not saying if you don't like it, move.
It's a fact of war. It's a fact of war. Civilians are caught in the crossfire between armies.
It's shitty.
It happens every fucking war we've ever seen. Right. But now, all of a sudden, the right is all like, oh, well, all these civilians and all these, but they didn't give a shit when it was happening in goddamn Ukraine. You didn't hear a goddamn peep out of them when it was happening to fucking kids and women and children and civilians in goddamn Ukraine.
Yep.
So they can absolutely fuck off.
Or in Afghanistan.
Afghanistan, Somalia, you name it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I'm sure the former Burma region is, I'm sure they saw atrocities like we've never even heard of.
Oh, well. And we're hearing atrocities coming out of what the Hamas is doing to the Israeli people and the Palestinian people.
That's
people. Okay? That's what they're doing to the people, the civilians. They're not I don't agree with their governments. I don't agree with the way they run their countries. I'm talking about the people.
Right.
So, and that's why
they should allow the people that want to get the fuck out of there to get the fuck out of there.
Yeah, you can't talk about this without getting some idiots going, oh, you support Hamas. No, I don't. No, I don't. They're a terrorist organization.
We talked about this before. We don't support the organizations. We don't support the terrorists. We don't support the governments either. We support the people that live in the area that are being subjected
caught in the
to
crossfire.
this.
Yeah.
Those who have been subjugated to this.
Of no fault of their own.
Because of just where they happen to be, where they happen to live that particular day, whatever.
Yep.
It sucks. You know, and that's reason to, you know, kind of like, you know, I'll stand with the people on both sides, and I wish that, you know, they weren't doing the heavy bombing, the carpet bombing that they were doing, but both sides are going to take advantage of everything that they can. But that's how it goes.
The torture and the things, the videos, and just they're fucking gross, and what you hear is just fucking awful, and I don't even want to repeat any of it here. But don't you worry, Kellahella, I'll get to that motherfucker in a second. Which
motherfucker? The orange
Tommy Tuberville.
Oh.
That motherfucker. I can't wait for that. So earlier in the week,
a whole new level of
Ivanka lost her bid to not testify against her father and her brothers. Right. But today she's appealed a new thing to appeal the appeal so she doesn't have to testify. She was supposed to do it tomorrow, but they went to Wednesday of next week, and now she's appealing having to testify on Wednesday next week. And
Mega Barbie's going to have to testify.
Mega Barbie.
That's what's going to happen.
Mega Barbie. She's such a piece of shit. She knows exactly what the fuck was going on. She was doing her daddy's bidding the whole fucking time. Give me a break.
All these people are, and they're all.
Kiss my ass. Put that in your book.
It's hysterical to see that for people that consider themselves to be such brilliant businessmen, and they try to sell everyone how brilliant businessmen they are, but under oath, the only thing that they can tell us is that they don't remember shit. They signed a bunch of crap. They don't even know what the hell it was.
Yeah.
So either they are the
you never sign a document
morons that we think that they are, or they're some kind of evil savant Bond villain. And we talked about that a little bit too. He's not the Bond villain. His family isn't the Bond villain. His legion are Bond villains.
Yeah. Roger Stone.
Tuberville is one of
Roger Stone, Tuberville. You even have Lindsey Graham could be the gay villain. Steve Bannon.
I like this little mask. This little mask is nice.
Even that little Nazi that hangs around with it, Stephen Miller, Jason Miller.
You're going to have to narrow that down for me.
Stephen Miller is his speechwriter.
I know.
That Nazi.
I'm kidding
Nosferatu
about the little
looking,
Nazi. Yeah.
Speaking of Nosferatu, how about goddamn Rudy Giuliani? Another villain.
What is he going to do?
They're all villains. They're all crazy villains.
I feel so sad for him.
Satire.
You know what my ma used to say? She used to, I'm playing a wee fiddle for you right now. That's how sad I feel for you.
Yeah,
Just a wee little fiddle going right there. Do you feel better now? The sad music was gone.
Just a wee little one. Well, we found out that
Wow. We just became a podcast from the 90s. Hey, everybody.
Hey,
good morning. Pack your patience out there. There's a little bit of snow on the roads. Okay.
Yeah, there's traffic on I-75 at exit 69, Big Beaver Road.
Hey, look out there. That runs into Mound as well.
Oh, hey.
All right.
Now you're getting dirty.
That's exit 69 on I-75. Yes.
It's actually true, people.
It is.
Nothing. You lose.
Exit 69 on I-75 is Big Beaver Road. And Big Beaver Road does run into Mound.
Oh, so, the mass shooter of Maine last week, Elon Musk scrubbed his account because he didn't want everybody to know
that he was promoting that account.
That
the whole time.
The mass shooter retweeted Elon Musk more than anybody else.
Yep.
On top of Junior and Joe Rogan and
it's
all those
tough to believe
fucking weirdos
that a billionaire who got all of his money from his daddy and his daddy's illegal mines in South Africa where they used child labor allegedly on all of this, even though he said it himself in at least 2 different magazines in the past. I mean, it's hard to believe that really he could be for white supremacy.
You mean where
it's
you
really
grew up
shocking.
where there was apartheid?
Yeah, it's really shocking.
Oh, shocking!
I'm pretty certain that he was probably, as a child, he was probably like, tortured. Can I torture another black one?
Oh my God!
I'm sure that probably happened. Elon
Out of
Musk?
context, dude. That sounds awful. But yeah.
It does. It does. But as Elon Musk, that happened. I'm sure.
Now
he tortured people.
And I just found out, like, what,
Allegedly.
today or yesterday, he wants to turn Twitter into a fucking dating site.
Oh wow, that'll go good. Yeah. Every decision he makes just tanks the stock. It tanks Tesla stock
more and more. He just wants to tank it. Jim the Geek, I know you. You're a sparkler.
It goes to show you that, and I posted this earlier this week, that $1 billion. We may have said this on the show before, but 48 episodes. My memory gets a little foggy, but $1 billion is the equivalent of, on the day that they signed the Declaration of Independence, you get, I think it's $10,000 every single day from that day until today, and you're almost at $1 billion. That means that if you, over the past, almost 300 years, if you spent $10,000 a day, you would not spend $1 billion. Right. You'd have to spend $70,000 a day to spend it within a 40-year span. That's considered a lifetime, right? That's $1 billion. So if you're a billionaire and that billionaire suddenly asks you for money, they are completely full of shit about being a billionaire. A billionaire has no need for any money. They can live off the interest in perpetuum.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. And so can their children and their children's children.
Yes. You never even touch the principal. You just live off the damn interest. So yeah, it's insane to see that kind of stuff, and the fact that he needed to get a loan to be able to buy Twitter in the first place.
Jim the Geek.
There you go, Jim Jordan on
Jim the Geek
tape
on
right
the chat. Even when I'm half doped up and in pain in the ER, I read the documents before signing them. Yes, because I've never, ever, ever. My dad told me that a long time ago. Don't ever sign anything unless you read it. Don't, and if you don't understand it, you give it to me or I'll give it to my lawyers. Do not ever sign anything without reading it first.
The great thing for me now is I get to tell people, send it to my xyzlaw.net account.
Oh, yeah, because you're an attorney now.
Well, I do work for a law firm. That's true. I do work for a law firm. I am not an attorney, but I do work for a law firm. So when I give people that address, I don't need to correct them.
Right.
If they make inferences, so be it. And all of a sudden they're like, all right, we'll send you something right away. And then it takes hours for them to send something because they're like changing shit. It's like, no, he might sue us. He might come after us. No, he's not a rube. He's not. Go for the non-rube contract. The non-rube contract. I think that happens. So I love doing shit like that,
So, we're also kind of starting, when we do the show, we kind of start on Friday's news, Friday of last week. And so we're on the residuals of the mass shooting. But,
Friday.
I found it really interesting that, all these schools were shut down. All these businesses were shut down. The Maine shut the fuck down.
Oh yeah,
colleges, little school.
It was like the Boston
everything
marathon
shut down.
bomber. Yeah,
but then all the right MAGA dudes were like, keep going back to COVID shutdowns and when they had to wear masks and all this other bullshit. And they're like, oh, the shutdowns and da da da.
Where were all the alpha males?
Every time there's a mass shooting, how about Atlanta? There was a mass shooter, Atlanta shut down.
Right.
The whole city of goddamn Atlanta.
Where's the open carry alpha male maggots out there, the homosexuals, who are looking to shoot somebody in the first place? Where do they go? They run off and hide, and they go into shelter at that point in time? That's hysterical to me, is that the rest of the time they're trying to prove that they get to walk around and cosplay Rambo, 24/7.
Yeah.
But when it comes to push and shove and there's an actual fucking shit going down, it's like, oh shit, I'm going home. They run home. Nobody's out in the street. Where are all these guys out in the street?
Yeah.
Where's the
Why
Kyle?
aren't they out there helping the cops look for this
the
guy?
Kyle Shittenhouse guys? Where are they?
Why aren't they out in the woods helping the cops look for this guy?
Yeah, you're a tough guy. You're a
You're
hunter.
a tough guy. You got all
You
your
got
gear.
guns. Go for it. Go find the fucker.
Why don't you go out there and help the cops with your AR-15 and all your horse shit?
Instead,
and go find the guy.
you're at the bar talking about how I could have helped him, but I didn't.
Yeah.
Because I don't like the government.
Yeah. Oh my God.
I'm a
And
sovereign.
they bitch,
I'm a sovereign citizen.
And they complain about COVID shutdowns, which we haven't had for like 3.5 years. You know what I mean? Like, how long has it been now? 3 years?
Yeah, I tell you
2
what,
years.
next thing they're going to give us that smallpox vaccine again, and I've been waiting for that to come back around because I told everybody that was for mind control back in the day.
Yeah, we got smallpox coming back. We got measles coming back. We've got malaria coming back in Florida. There's all sorts of shit that's coming back because people are fucking anti-vaxxers now because they're insane.
Leprosy.
Jesus Christ.
Leprosy
is coming back.
Is rearing it's going up. It's not a very high percentage, but
even if it's a little bit,
it grew.
Jesus Christ,
that's some scary ass shit there.
And you want to bitch and complain about your shutdowns and your vaccines, but every time there's a goddamn mass shooting, the whole town shuts down. Everything stops. All those businesses lose money.
When I bought all my meat.
Even your gun store.
And all my chicken and all my frozen potato skins to be able to put on the barbecue. When I buy all of that at the store and carry my MR-15 and make certain that when I'm in there, it doesn't matter that there's starving kids around the world. I was put off because I had to wear a goddamn mask.
Yeah.
When I did that. A tumor.
And I had to only wear it when I was in front of other people inside the store. I could take it off once I got outside, but that's bullshit.
Yeah.
That is just an insane thing. It's like, dude, just shut the fuck. You know what it is? It's the guys who used to smoke all the time, and somebody has a baby, and they say, can you please not smoke around my baby? And they're like, I'll smoke wherever I want to smoke.
Yeah, they throw a fit.
They throw a fit.
Yep.
And it doesn't make any sense. You should want to help the people who, and like, you're a smoker. You're not going to smoke around a little kid.
No.
You're not going to blow the smoke in the kid's face. I may have when I was a smoker. But I wasn't a militant smoker.
It depends. If I'm at an adult place and somebody brings their small child around, that's a different thing.
Back when we could smoke in the bar, and if somebody brought their kid to the bar, I'm smoking in front of your kid. Yeah.
You're dumb enough to bring your kid to the goddamn bar.
You brought the kid in, You brought your kid to a concert.
Yeah.
He's going to smell my joint.
Right.
Yeah.
Like when Tony's nieces and nephews would come over
you
or
go
whatever.
To Beetlejuice.
You know, what we would do is we would either go outside or sit next to the kitchen, the vent in the kitchen.
Right.
You know, so
right.
all that goes and they're somewhere else. You know what I mean?
Been to a place where they have it on the island and it sucks down.
They're not the same room.
Those are great.
No air conditioning. Not like driving in the car with the windows up.
Right. Yeah.
Holy shit.
But we grew up with this shit.
Kids get emphysema driving them just to school.
Oh my God, we so grew up with this shit. It's so funny.
We got to roll around the back of big old, station wagons. And I remember back far enough where station wagons, ambulances, before they were what they are now.
They were station wagons.
They were vans that were converted, and before they were vans that were converted, they were station wagons, just similar to like
my
hearse,
1979 Chevy station wagon where the door opened. The Ghostbusters car. Yeah.
This is me driving straight in one of those.
Yeah.
Right? Because
the
wheel had
station wagon too, but it was rad.
Like so much travel. Yeah.
64, baby.
What was it? A
Plymouth
Belvedere.
Plymouth
1964.
Belvedere from 1964.
Wasn't it a convertible?
Here we have
he
the
just
beautiful
walks
1964
away. He walks
Plymouth
away.
Belvedere.
I don't know.
Don't let your woman drive it. 1964.
How is a station wagon a convertible?
I don't know. Didn't you have a convertible?
Yes.
Well,
okay, different car. I don't know.
Well, how is a muscle car a pickup truck? But it happened.
66 66 Dodge Cornet convertible 440.
Okay.
Wow, the only 440 I had was in a 1973 Chevelle.
Yeah.
Well, okay, get back to the fucking legal issues of Donald
So
Trump,
there's
because
numbers
that'd be
some
fun.
of us understand.
Radio
Radio for two. We're over now.
Legal issues. He's got to take the stand in his New York case. That's going to be tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
No, Monday.
No.
Monday.
Yep.
Yeah, it's going to be Monday.
Okay.
Junior was
Okay.
yesterday. Eric was today. Ivanka was supposed to be tomorrow.
But now she got moved to.
Yeah, because she's
Yeah.
appealing again. So
Yes.
whatever.
Well, she's not appealing. She's just peeling again. She went and
Yeah.
actually went tanning. So I mean, she has to shed that lizard skin.
Doing it like a second appeal, and I don't
She's
know.
like the aliens
If the
from
first
V.
appeal gets shut down, how can you do it again? I don't even know. Whatever.
I want to do over.
I'm not a lawyer.
I want to do over.
Ask the lawyer. He's like, he works for a law firm,
Send
but
it
he
to
doesn't
my
know
law firm.
shit about the law. Oh my
Email.
god.
See dead people.
Did they sign contracts? Because if they didn't sign contracts, you can't really say that they're dead people. You can say that they're potentially
And by
life
the way,
challenged.
like last weekend,
Living challenge.
Sunday night, we heard that Putin had a heart attack and he collapsed in front of a bunch of his fucking people. And he was having convulsions and he died Thursday night. And then using
Is
a
okay.
double,
He had
and they
Hannibal.
figured out until they figure out what to do. Not sure. Nobody knows if Putin's alive or dead right now.
He is okay. He has hairball from eating bear. He eat bear, and he piss on bear first, and then he eat him.
Oh, God.
And he cough up the how you say the clothes. And then he cough up hairball. He's okay. He okay. Don't mind the fact that he has new hairline. New hairline is new growth for all aging Russians.
Oh, my God. It's insane.
It's not a tumor.
And all week, I've been like waiting to hear anything, a little blurb, a little something. Not a peep. It's been so silent
That's just
since
in.
last week.
Vladimir Putin,
It's been debunked.
no longer with us.
I have no idea.
He left the building and went to Wendy's.
I didn't hear if it was debunked or not.
Jim the Geek said.
Oh,
It's been fully debunked. You know, it's not. What's been debunked is him dying from it, I think.
yeah. I think he really had a heart
He
attack.
may have had some medical issue. He's had
Yeah,
medical
a
issues
seizure even.
recently. Yes.
Right, yeah.
Speaking of medical issues recently, should we use that as a nice segue into the numerous gaffes that Che Cheeto, the orange one,
Yes,
has
you
been
go ahead
experiencing
while I
recently.
get myself a beer. Go ahead.
because they are numerous.
Oh my God.
They are so numerous. First of all, let's talk about us, okay? Did you know that the letters U and S, like U.S., that's how you spell us? I just learned this. Did you know this? Did you know this was a thing? This is incredible, this thing. And I'm a genius for finding that out, and they'll never tell you because a genius told you that. He actually said that.
I know. Wait. Don't move on yet. I have something to say.
Yep.
I'm sorry, but
I got
I
something
think
to
like
say.
third or fourth grade, I figured this one out. Like,
Yeah.
I
Pledge allegiance.
to the United States of America. No,
America, yeah.
no, seriously. This guy just thought of it, and now he thinks he's a genius because he just thought of it just
He has
now.
been known for saying the J stands for genius.
Oh, my God.
That may be a joke on his part, but it's not a very good one.
No.
And it seems to reflect back at him, especially with some of the other gaffes. He was talking about how he beat Obama. He never ran against
Price
Obama.
is wrong, bitch.
He talked about Obama was in office now
Yeah.
at one point.
Yeah, because
And then-
well, hold on. I think that is feeding into the QAnon conspiracy because
It might be.
QAnon thinks that Obama or that Biden is Obama's puppet or some
You know
bullshit.
what this is? You know what this is? I think this is the calm before the storm. That's what this is.
Pillows kiss my ass.
I know I have a favorite. I think it's your favorite too. I'm going to let you do
Tony,
the honors
do you
on
have
this
the
one.
drop?
Of
The
him
drop
saying
of
it.
him
Now you're
saying
an
that
asshole. You got
tyrants
that? You're
support
an
MAGA.
asshole.
Okay. This one was I had to listen to it 4 fucking times
This
in a
is
row.
just
to,
brilliant, and if this is a sign of things to come, I mean,
Really?
he might be going for an insanity plea in all of his other stuff. If he was a real Bond villain, he'd be that smart, but I don't think he's that smart. I think it's really happening. I think he's really slipping, and I think
USA spells
that he's going to
USA.
have a McHeart attack before too long. I'm pretty certain.
Hey, Skullsaw, now what's
Hey,
up?
everybody.
And I was like, Jolie, how you doing, girl? Yeah.
Welcome to the show. Like and
Yeah.
subscribe. Tell your friends. Bring
Welcome.
them along. It's like a train wreck that you just can't look away from for
I
too
know.
long.
These
But
gaffes
with beer.
are just, yeah, but with beer.
But with beer, yeah. the gaffs from Che Cheeto, the orange one, the mango Mussolini. Go ahead. Have we found it?
This is your chance to take a stand against tyrants that support the one and only movement that can save our country and make America great again. This is your chance to take a stand against tyrants that support the one and only movement that can save our country and make America great again.
Okay, stop.
This is your chance
Stop.
to take a stand
Take a
against
stand against
tyrants
tyrants
that support
You know,
who
the one
support
and only movement that
one
can
and only
save our
movement
country
Yeah,
that can save our
Bang it.
country.
Now,
and make America great
There's
again.
a longer clip than that, but go on.
I have to point out, they always tell you in movies, literature, everything else, it's a common phrase throughout history that you'll know that you're in the thick of things. The worst that's happening is when the shit hits the fan. And look at this guy. I'm pretty certain somebody shit into the fan in front of him. Because look at that darkness and how it's like the spray tan thing he's got going.
His hair looks like shit.
That is like somebody shit into a fan in front of him and it sprayed on him. And it improved him. It did improve him.
Nice
I'll
face,
give it
Tony.
that. That's very appropriate, Tony. Thank you. Thank you for that. Claps.
Tony.
That's for good. This is HBL
Nice
Radio
freeze
Nation. Like and subscribe because Tony is that funny.
Don't be
Take
such
a stand against the tyrants who stand with the only
Who support the one and only
thing
party
that can
that can
save
yeah.
America.
This is your chance to take a stand against tyrants that
tyrants
support the one and only movement that can save our country
Movement.
and make
Movement.
America great again.
It's a movement. It's a bowel movement.
It's
And somebody
take
had
a
it
stand
in front
against
of
the tyrants who support MAGA,
Metro Detroit. This is
who can
HBL
save them, and the only
Radio
people who
Nation.
can save
We've
America.
established that. Thank you, Tony.
I still don't get it. It still don't make any sense, but I'm like a normal person who's educated.
He is. Over. You have to wonder, is it getting to the point because he hasn't paid enough teleprompter guys that the new teleprompter guys just fucking with him like Ron Ron Burgundy?
You might as well be Ron Jeremy.
Ron Burgundy?
Throwing up a big dick in the
Just
screen.
yeah. And just throw whatever you want on the screen and he's just going to read it. I don't know, but this guy, he's having big time gaffes, and it's what they always claim about Biden. And Biden, he slows it down.
He doesn't know
he's
where
got
he
the
is,
slower
this, that, and the other
delivery,
thing.
and that's all. But he doesn't throw gaffes out like this. Biden has a little problem with gravity. He had another issue this week, but I've said it before, and I'll say it again. I love Biden. I'm voting for Biden. Put Biden in a wheelchair and take that argument away from MAGA. Mm-hmm. Take it away from him. Put him in a wheelchair. Wheel him around. Put him in a damn motorized scooter.
I love this.
He's going to love that thing
Okay,
going
wait.
fast. in
I've
that.
been looking for
Hover round.
It took me a while to find
I
this
want
because it was
President
in
hover
something
round.
else. There was a poll that was unpublished, and it was unpublished 2 or 3 months ago, and somebody dug it up, like Associated Press or somebody like that. I don't know. I forget who
Right.
it was, but they said that out of the people they polled, 43% of them said that both Biden and Trump are too old. Okay?
Mm-hmm. I
But
can believe that.
out of the 43%, 63% of them were going to vote for Biden, and only 15% we're going to vote for Trump.
Right.
So let's keep the talk up about how, oh, well, Trump is just as old and he's got way more gaffes. His brain is dysfunctioning.
I'm not
he doesn't
following
know
any
what
polls.
day it is. He doesn't know what year it is. He doesn't know who he's running against.
I'm not going to follow any of the polls.
He doesn't know who the leader of fucking Hungary is. But what I'm saying is the reason why it was unpublished and kept under wraps for 3 fucking months is because it looks good for Biden, even though they're both old.
I'm not going to go with any polls, and I'll tell you why.
I know. I hate polls, and I think they're all horseshit.
No, I think the reason why now is we're even more siloed, we're even more tribal, separated than we were previously.
Right.
So I think right now, unless if you take the poll on Newsmax, you're going to get a totally different response than if you take it on MSNBC.
Yeah, sure.
So, I mean, we have to take that into account. Where did they take the poll? The source is going to be the percentages that you look at.
I just heard this second, third hand, so I'm not exactly sure. But what I'm saying is that the reason why they didn't want to publish it.
Because it works good for Biden and it doesn't work against them.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And we know that all the polls that we've been seeing have been paid from PACs, from Trump PACs. Who's
the new flat earther? Is it the Trump organization's IT lead or something like that? It turns out that he's a flat earther.
I have no idea.
Yeah, a new flat earther got discovered. I want to say yesterday or today. I remember reading it, and it was hysterical because it's like he was. No, it's Twitter's new. It's Elon Musk Twitter's new X or whatever it is. It's their IT lead.
Really?
The guy in charge of their IT
at Twitter
he did an interview at some point, and he's saying, well, it's like, can we really say that we know what history really is? Can we really say the Earth is even round? I mean, that's one of the biggest things that I just don't believe in. Mm-hmm. And it's like, so you're a flat earther. You're flat out saying that you're a flat earther. Dude, do you realize how absolutely fucking moronic you sound when you say
I don't know if any
earther.
flat earther thinks that they sound moronic. They think
they
all
think they know better than everyone else.
And they
like
know
MAGA.
this deep-seated secret that
I'd like to walk into a MAGA
knows.
meeting and ask, how many of you are flat earthers? How many of you have been abducted?
Where is the sun? It's 90
How many of you
Yeah.
by aliens?
How many of you were raped by your parents?
Or the
your
priest.
pastor?
Where is the sun? It's 90.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Father Billy.
If the Earth is flat, where is the sun? It's 93 million miles away.
The sun at any given time, and when you say the
Projected
sun,
on the
there is
screen.
no the sun. Everybody has their own sun.
What do you mean?
Literally.
What do you mean literally?
Literally, everybody has their own sun. There's a different sun for everybody.
What do you mean a different
Everywhere.
sun? I don't understand that. You mean you're saying that there's a different sun here in Las Vegas than there is in New York?
You're not looking at the same sun there, correct?
So how many suns are there?
As many people who are viewing it.
So every individual person has their own
That's
sun?
correct.
What?
That is correct.
Virtual
The sun's
reality
no
is
more
what
than
he
50 miles
thinks.
away at any given time. And it's
50.
just-
Wait. But
and
wait a
it's
second.
and it's
But
just a light
airplanes
in
go up in the sky.
and that's right. And it's like a rainbow.
How come
And
the sun doesn't get
closer-
bigger when you're in an airplane?
The closer you move to it, the farther it moves from you. It's like a rainbow. And the sun isn't a thing.
You're gonna break me.
This is gonna break me, man. This is gonna break
the
me.
sun is
Take another hit of LSD, dude.
I had to talk to a guy about a UFO sighting.
They're all wrong. The Earth is a cube.
Yep. Yeah, it's a, hail the Borg.
Yeah, isn't that the Borg planet?
I interviewed a guy about a UFO sighting at one point. Mm-hmm. This guy told me, and I'm not going to try to make fun of him by saying this.
Dude.
I'm trying to do his voice because what he said was so very specific. And he said,
Nihilist.
I believe that what I saw was from Orion. And I said, do you mean Orion?
Yeah.
He said, no, I mean Orion. Orion is a planet. It exists in another galaxy. now I'm like, fuck. Now I'm confused as hell. I don't know what the. Another Okay.
Galaxy.
Oh no.
Wow.
Oh no.
Okay. Needless to say, the guy's tin hat came out not too long after that, and I'm not joking. His literal tin hat came out not too long after that, talking about blocking the signals and whatnot. So.
Okay. Do you think he was abducted, or do you think he was just nuts?
Oh, this was a guy
Nuts.
who had a few too many chemicals dancing on his medulla oblongata. Yeah, this guy was. Oh yeah, he'd be talking to a tree if it was there. You know, what have you. Dude. And I've seen it happen. I saw it happen to a guy. I saw a guy take acid with me and another guy, and the one guy just, you could see it. It just snapped, and he just went nuts. He tried to kill himself in front of us.
Oh,
We're all on acid.
Is this somebody I know?
Yes.
Is that why you're not saying the name?
Well, I don't know if you know. I don't think you know this guy.
Okay.
I don't think you know. But that's it, man. That's it. We were going to stand in between the tracks under a bridge maybe near a school named Derby.
I know
somewhere
what you're talking about.
In Maine.
I know where it is.
And as the train was going to come by, we were just going to stand there, right? Tripping balls as the train comes by. The train is about 400 yards away. One of the guys says, "Fuck it, that's it," jumps on the track and grabs hold with a death grip.
Face down?
Yes. And now, me and the other guy, we look at each other like, holy shit, did that just happen?
Yeah.
We've got to get him.
Yeah.
So we jump onto the track. It's now 300 yards away. Barreling down on us. We're grabbing him. He's got a death grip. He's not coming up. The other guy kicks him in the side of the head.
Ugh.
Knocks him out. We drag him
In
off.
his balls. He would go like that in a minute.
We drag him off, and the train goes by. And later on, we're like, what the hell, dude? And the guy never recovered. From that day forward, he saw people following him everywhere that he went. He said that people are talking into walkie-talkies everywhere. That guy in that car, he was just talking into his collar.
One bad trip. And
I took the blotter hit that was to the left of it, and my other buddy took the blotter hit that was to the right of it. We took from the same 3 hits.
He got the massive hit.
He's the one that, or his body chemistry just combined within. Because, there's theremin music every time he comes walking into a room now. You never know what the hell's going on. Yeah, that guy called me
Resistance is futile.
20 years after that. He called me out of the blue, and I'm just like, wow, Is he calling me from a victim's house or something? He was really just mannequin out there.
Holy shit!
Yeah, it's not good.
Shit!
Not good.
So you got to watch out for that. But maybe they're going to use that as an excuse at the trials because does this jog your memory? It does not. Is the most common response that the Trumps have given.
Yeah, and I love that so far, Junior and Eric in the last 2 days, all they have said is
that they don't know shit.
I don't know anything about what you're talking about, I relied on all the accountants and all the lawyers, and
Signature?
the accountants and the
What's
lawyers
that?
are saying, well, we relied on their numbers.
Yeah,
and we have a thing.
They told us what numbers to hit.
We have a thing in our documents that says. We rely on your numbers that you give us, so we're not liable.
It's funny, anytime...
Yeah, thanks.
Anytime that you actually sign legal documentation, in any way, shape, or form, there's a clause in there. There's a legal clause in there that says, I have fully read and fully understand / comprehend the contents of this document.
Yeah.
That's there for a reason, so that you can't do this.
Yeah.
And it's probably written there, and they're saying, who reads that?
I don't. Nobody reads that.
You should have read that.
I'm sorry, what country are
They're
you
just
from?
Anthony Soprano
crybabies. They're so. They got caught. You got caught. You're fucked.
Yeah.
You're caught.
I'm sorry, what
You're
country
already,
are you from? Hollywood?
You're already guilty of this shit. You're not even putting. You have no defense. You're already guilty. It's just how much you owe, fucko.
Exactly. That's the thing. You are already a convicted fraudster. Your company is already convicted of fraud.
Yeah, you are no longer allowed to.
Those are true.
Do business in New York City.
This is all
New York State.
Well, they suspended that for now until the end of the trial. That's going to be determined as is that one of the part of the punishment. So.
I'm smart. I'm like everybody says. Like dumb. I'm smart.
It's so loud, that one.
That is a loud one and a long one.
I know.
A long one too. It appears that way.
It burns. Oh, it burns.
That's why we keep him around, because he keeps us giggling, even though shit is awful.
Stick it up your ass and pull a fucking.
Some shit's really awful. Like you said, we started last week with a mass shooting.
Oh, and I love Sean Hannity is like, oh, well, I take karate, and so I can karate chop my way out of any mass shooting. I mean, he didn't say it that way, but he might as well have. Dude, your karate chops.
I take them on, first of all. I have a martial arts background. If a mass shooting starts, I am jumping through a fucking window to get away from those bullets.
Yeah.
If somebody puts it in, if they're within 3 feet of me, I'm going to jump at them. I'm going to try. I'm probably not going to make it, but I'm going to give it a shot.
Kick at the gun.
But for this asshole to say, I can handle any of that. No, you never were a student. You were never a proper student then. You learned 2 kicks and 2 punches and couldn't do shit against anybody with a gun, asswipe. What's going to end up happening is that you jump through a fucking window to get the fuck out of there.
Yeah.
That's what anybody with a brain is going to do.
Mm-hmm.
Jump through whatever you got to do. Students, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 years old, during mass shootings, what do? They jump out the fucking window.
Mm-hmm.
They know enough to jump out the fucking window because it's been driven into their heads. You know what got driven into our heads? That if there was a thermonuclear attack, our textbook on top of our fucking head was going to protect us.
Yeah.
That's the bullshit they gave us.
Our wood and metal desk and our plastic chairs. They wouldn't melt or anything.
And we are at 587 mass shootings in the United States this year, since January 1st until today.
Hell no.
Fucking A.
It's one of the most depressing numbers that you can see, and
we call it the bummer number here on the show.
It's the bummer number, and the bummer number never really, the ratio doesn't go down because Thoughts and Prayers do exactly what Thoughts and Prayers should be expected to do.
Absolutely.
Jack and shit and Jack left
nothing.
town. Yeah.
Nothing.
Not
Absolutely
a fucking thing.
Nothing.
You know what the only thing that stops a bad guy with a gun is a fucking congressman with a spine.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that's going to do it.
There you go. That should be on a fucking bumper sticker.
Yeah. That's right. Pump a couple of these in me, and it's not just this, yeah? Sometimes I get fucking smart. Sometimes I drink myself fucking smart, now don't I?
Sometimes you're brilliant.
Oh, fuck it. They say I'm a fucking Egypt. I'm no fucking Egypt. Fuck that.
What's an Egypt?
They're bajangs there.
What's an Egypt?
That's what the Irish call an idiot. Egypt.
All right.
E-E-J-I-T.
All right.
Feckin' Egypt.
Well, speaking of fucking idiots, Micro Johnson. I call him Micro Johnson.
Micro Johnson. You remember the micro machines? That's what you did. Micro Johnson. That takes it right to it, and it also works so much as a double entendre.
Yeah.
So wonderful. Yeah.
Micro Johnson, micro penis. Mike wants to take Roe away from every woman in America and wants to live in Handmaid's Tale. Yeah,
because
he wants to hold aid to Ukraine hostage to protect his rich billionaire donor friends. They're all economic terrorists.
The Saudis are there.
Right. He got funding from Russia. We already know that.
Yes.
The Republicans are trying to destroy a cheaper and easier way for Americans to pay their taxes. They want to demolish the IRS. The IRS has been putting this plan together, so it's way easier for us to do our taxes. And, for average Joe Schmoes like you and me, when you got property and fucking this and that and the other thing, it's more complicated. But it's just your house, your cars, two incomes, if that.
I'm
and,
okay with the
yeah,
percentages. And we talked about this on the show before, but I've always said this before. The whole tax thing is bullshit to me because they make you fill out a bunch of accounting paperwork knowing that you're not an accountant. And then if your numbers don't match what their numbers are, then you get in trouble. And if you come up with, I think I owe more, all right, we'll take it. But if you didn't pay enough, they're going to drag you into court. They're going to penalize you, all this kind of shit. They know how much you fucking owe.
Yeah.
From the get-go, send me the bill.
Yeah.
Just send me the bill. I don't need to do the paperwork. I don't need to go and have an accountant do it. Just send me the fucking bill. You're the government. You already know the number. It's a weird game that the tax accountants have, lobbied to make certain that we have this so that they have a busy season and that they can make a lot of money basically doing nothing. You're gambling. Am I going to pay them more than I actually owe? They'll never tell me if I do. But if I don't pay them enough, then I can go to jail and all this kind of shit. They know the number. Just give me the number.
And not only that, you take let's say you fuck up on $100 of your fucking taxes, and Tony and I fuck up on $200 of our taxes, but yours is pro and ours is negative, and we get that $200 back, and you owe, right? It's not that it's not that much money. Mm-hmm. Billionaires are fucking getting away with not paying a fucking dollar in taxes.
Yeah, there's a lot of loopholes that we got to cover, and there's a big
bunch
thing.
of horse shit, man.
Well, we gotta cover the difference between income tax, which is what you and I mostly deal with, and dividend tax, which is what most of those billionaires are dealing with. That dividend tax needs to come up to a flat level, and we need to have 3 flat tiers, I think. If we're going to have a middle class, an upper class, and a lower class, let's put the tiers in place. Let's put those taxes in place. A billionaire, like I said before, can spend $70,000 a day for 40 years and never go through his money.
No, I totally know.
Let's take 2 days out of his life every year, right? 2 days, 100, that's 80,000, or no, that's 140,000. Sorry. Let's take 140,000 from each one of them and put that towards good work. That's a lot more than they're paying now because the dividend tax has been lobbied and has been worked out to where all their money is wrapped up in these investments, and when they get paid their dividends, that's how they've laundered their money through the American system.
Yep, absolutely. So going back to Micro
We're here to tell
Johnson,
you the truth on HBL Radio.
Yeah, Kella, she's like, I don't have bank accounts, Johnson. What the fuck? This guy, on all his financial disclosure forms, has not shown that he has a bank account since 2016. Oh, all of a sudden, 2016, he doesn't have any goddamn bank accounts?
Was he a preacher? Did Jeebus provide?
I don't know.
We know his
His
wife
wife
is super religious. We know that.
Oh yeah, she spent weeks on her knees.
Yes.
Praying. So,
well, sometimes she was praying, sometimes she was making like a circus seal, but that's only when some of them senators came by.
And after you kiss me, I always used to wipe my mouth. Wipe my mouth.
Very appropriate, Tony. Well played. Well played.
That's why we keep 5 eggs around, ladies and gentlemen.
5 eggs!
Shut up! Shut up! Shut up!
Yeah, it's such a bunch of horseshit. These motherfuckers get away with all this shit, and it's so clear, it's so plain, it's so obvious, and if you can't see it, you got to be goddamn blind, deaf, dumb, and stupid. I mean, I don't understand. He's financed by Russia and Harlan Crow or some shit. And then, and that's what we found out this week is that Harlan Crow and Paul Smith and whoever the sphincter guy is, or I forget all their names. The rich motherfucking
that
billionaires.
Reminded me of something.
The billionaires who are funding SCOTUS are being subpoenaed. So I
Really
think it's a step in the goddamn right direction.
Yeah,
let's
absolutely
find out. Let's get this. Paul Singer, Harlan Crow, Leonard Liga.
It's funny that you should say the sphincter guy because somebody said that if God were to give the universe an enema, Donald Trump would be the insertion point. I think think that's not mine. I think that was Stephen King who put that out.
Well,
like,
that
in the
makes
last couple of
perfect
days.
sense.
Yeah. Stephen King's got some zingers that he puts out on him for sure.
Am I allowed to riff?
What if I was coming out of the water?
Computer says nah.
Look, a bee-boo.
Oh, that's the new one.
All right, so, yeah, it's not
That's
just our national security that's at risk. It's democracy across the world, and in humanity and democracy across the world.
Helping our friends is always a good thing.
Yeah,
like Ukraine.
The right has just become so blatantly pro-Nazi,
separationists. They want to close our borders, separate from the rest of the globe. That's not the way to do it, people. Did you not pay attention to Star Trek?
I know.
We got to work towards one global thing.
I get that, babe, but, that's also a perfect kind of utopia-esque.
That's what we got to get to.
Well, I understand that, but we are far from fucking that. We need to take steps.
Once
right?
the uprising occurs and we kill all the maggots, then we're good.
Let's care about democracy and humanity first. It's not about the right. It's not about the left. It's not about abortion. It's not about this. It's democracy or fascism. Democracy or authoritarianism, or Christo-fascist, or whatever the fuck you want to call them. Because
democracy
they're
is
all
better
of the
fashion.
above, by the way. And even though I think they're all in the same, because if you don't see people walking around with Nazi flags and Confederate flags at anywhere else but Republican places, right?
And country music festivals.
Well, you don't see them.
NASCAR.
You don't see them anywhere else except for those kind of places.
Yeah,
that's
true.
what I mean.
Yeah.
And so
I can see you're really upset about this.
We don't walk around with our Biden gear on and dark branding.
Because it's not a fucking cult.
Yeah, because we're not in a fucking cult.
Yep.
You goddamn idiots. I still think it's a small percentage. I think they're just loud and obnoxious and fucking, and they get a lot of airtime because of their stupidity, like that guy saying everybody has their own son walking around following them. But we
definitely resemble that.
And
comment.
then you go from that to fucking Judge Eileen Loose Cannon down there in goddamn Florida.
Nice turn of a phrase.
Loose Cannon down there in Florida going, oh yeah, we're just gonna delay.
That's a bit of Diane being upset because we do have an ongoing bet as to what is going to cause the orange one, and now the shit brown one, we can just call him, what's going to put him behind bars first.
Yes, I said it would be the documents case, and you said Georgia.
And I said Georgia.
And this fucking bitch.
And it might be New York.
Eileen Loose Cannon down there in Florida. She keeps delaying my trial.
Whoever wins, we all win.
It's supposed to start.
Bars,
it's supposed to start. I found it today, May 14th of 2024, and Loose Cannon wants to delay the trial until after the election. She's doing everything in her power to make that happen and make Trump's wet dream come true. She's already broken her oath by doing all the shit that she's done for him.
Yeah.
And she's only been a judge anywhere for 3 whole years.
Yeehaw.
And quote, she'll make a reasonable adjustments to the Florida schedule, unquote.
Kalahela, just a quick shout out to you. You put something in there. You made reference to a couple of the series from one of my favorite authors, Sir Isaac Asimov. Very nice. Nice references there. The Foundation reference and Robot. He came up with the 3 rules of robotics: to serve man, to not harm man, and to not allow man to be harmed by his non-action. However, what we have now and everybody freaking out about in AI, again, as we've said on this show, we've tried to educate some folks.
Well, I don't even think we talked about AI too much on the show. We talked about it before the show today.
Well, AI is everybody's freaked out about AI becoming something like Skynet or Terminator and taking over and like launching the nukes. That's not AI. That's sentience. That's if a machine becomes a sentient being. But AI is artificial intelligence. It's
got that?
I am.
It's what we.
Fuck you, machines.
It's
You're my servant. Do what I want.
Into it to make it happen.
AI is just pattern recognition, advanced pattern recognition, and it gets it wrong some of the time. Some of the early images that AI put out would be like people with 8 fingers on one hand because it just didn't get it. It didn't understand certain rules.
There was an AI picture today that had Don Jr. standing next to Trump in court, and Jr. had 5 fingers and 1 thumb.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's some things that make sense to it that it just doesn't
Tony
understand.
Michaels he's going a lot through this AI stuff because he's like, I want you guys to be prepared because this AI shit is going to get big in 2024.
People are going to try to make it big, but it really isn't. It's not. It's not sentience. It will never be sentience.
There was an AOC video that looked totally fucking real.
Oh yeah,
in
deep
my
fakes.
opinion. Yeah,
well, that's deep fake. That's totally different. They were doing deep fakes before AI.
Well,
AI just makes deep fakes easier.
Well, that's what I mean.
Yes.
That's why we have to be on our fucking toes.
Of course.
And that's why I kind of appreciate, Tony Michaels pulling this pointing this shit out to us, because it's like, I'm not going to go on AI and be like, pull up a picture of, this scenario with this scenario. I'm not going to even do that. I'm not going to waste my fucking time. I have too many fucking things to do in my life to sit behind a computer and do that fucking shit all day, right? But there are people who have that time and will do everything that they can do to fuck. And, most of them are being paid by Russia. So, they're paid to sit there and do that shit all day. And don't think that this shit is not going to come to fruition in 2024. We have got to be on our fucking toes.
Of course.
And even though we're not like the most, computer savvy generation, we have to be more than anybody else.
Yeah, you have to kind of question everything a little bit when you look at it, because remember that to a computer, an AI system that is going to be identifying patterns, they're not going to be tempered by the knowledge and wisdom over time. They're only going to have the knowledge. So without having that wisdom over time, it makes sense if I say that when I was 5 years old, I was 4 feet tall. When I was 40 years old, I was 6 feet tall. So when I'm 90 years old, I'm going to be 8.5 feet tall.
Right, yeah.
That makes sense to a computer, to AI, to anything else.
Right, yeah.
But when it's tempered with the wisdom of time and knowledge of observing things that we have, we understand that it doesn't happen that way. That there's, it's more of a curve. It's not a direct line. All that sort of thing. Computers can't do that, and they can't come up with that conceptualism yet.
And when they do, you're really upset about this.
When Hal becomes sentient, that's where things become a problem. When we have sentience, and that means that we have a new life form. So that means somebody's going to consider themselves
because everybody
God.
thinks you're talking about Hal Sparks. So.
I'm sorry.
Yes.
Hal, the Hal 9000 unit, who Hal Sparks is named
after. Yes.
From 2001,
That's
The Space
right.
Odyssey.
Hey, Kat, thanks for joining us.
They came up with that name Hal by taking IBM and lowering each letter by 1.
Right.
I becomes H, B becomes A, M becomes L. Hal.
Right, yeah.
That's where they came up with Hal. It was a jab at IBM. Yeah. From Kubrick and Arthur C. Clarke.
Or distorted information. We are all, by any practical definition of
Yes,
the word,
that's right. I am geeky and nerdy.
Russia, China.
Then all of a sudden, maybe panic
I
might
ran
start
into
to set in,
Girls
and all
have
those
a
Red Bulls
vagina.
No, but she said Russia, China. Instead of China.
Russia, China.
Instead of
China.
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 Callahan, I love you, girl. You're funny. So, we're witnessing these 37 attacks and counting on our U.S. troops in high-stress jobs. These people have. This is the. I'm talking about the.
The drones again?
No, I think I missed it. the commandant of the Marine Corps has had a heart attack.
Yes.
He's been working 2 jobs for months.
Yes.
Because Tuberville's block of the confirmation of hundreds of military positions
Happy
and
birthday
promotions.
and Semper Fi to all the
One
Marines
guy
out there
should
too,
not,
by the way.
in my opinion, one guy should not be able to hold up all these promotions for these horseshit fucking reasons. Yeah, that's me. Active military action, and we need those guys in their positions. Like, seriously, like, right the fuck now, because, you know, we have the shit going down in Ukraine and Israel.
We need to fight our actual enemies, not our own government.
Even Glitchy Mitch is against the idea, but he can't look like he's, you know, siding with the Dems. Otherwise, you know.
See, this is bullshit. Look at the expert they're talking about artificial intelligence with. They're talking to Elon fucking Musk. Elon Musk has never developed a fucking thing in his life.
He bought everything in his life.
He's a bullshitter and doesn't know. Stephen Hawking, who's no longer with us, he would have known. You should have talked to him. You know who you should be talking to? Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Yeah.
And
the science guy.
Aiko, what's his name?
Oh, he's on fucking.
All right, thanks for.
Is he?
Yeah, we can't really.
White-haired Chinese.
No. That's not the guy that I'm talking about. No.
All right, so you just bulldozed my whole.
There's a Japanese guy that was in there. Sorry.
I'll try not to get upset.
You love that song.
No, I don't.
Oh my God! You want to have?
I'll
you
try not
marry
to
it
get
and have
upset when
10,000
I'm
of its
totally
babies.
interrupted and my whole train of thought it was hijacked. So.
Okay, go for it. It's totally cool.
Hunter Biden's laptop.
So yeah, we need finally the fucking Republicans are against Tommy Tuberville and they want to do the promotions, and even Lindsey Graham said some shit on the floor the fucking day, and yeah, okay, now it doesn't matter because, you know, my whole thing was hijacked. And it's hard to fucking negotiate with people who don't want you to exist. So they just want your extinction, you know. So when the Hamas
hijack
says,
thing is a big part of that, yeah.
When the Hamas says, yeah, our whole, what do you call it? Our manifesto, if you will, is that we want no Jews to exist around the entire whole fucking world.
Or jihad, yeah.
So,
they're Nazis.
It's very similar.
Nazis.
It's very similar, yeah.
So, yeah, we also found out
the same race that they're trying to take out.
Yeah.
Simple.
well, and it's just ridiculous.
We don't know.
No, well, I'm not going to also, I have a hard time commenting on these things because I don't know a lot about a religion. I don't know a lot about the Middle East.
Well,
all I know is
about the land there is the important part from 1958 until now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I understand that they're sacred holy land, but I still don't understand it because I just can't get in that mentality to believe that there's the dude in the sky and everybody thinks it's their dude is the better dude.
You can take that out of the equation though, because you know me, I'm a diehard atheist.
Every religion thinks their dude is a better
Catholic. Dude. Yeah. Every religion believes their invisible man in the sky is more powerful than the other invisible man in the sky. Or if you want to go, for me, I'd like if somebody wants to start to argue about religion because it's boring for me because I've read both the books and like I can quote them, I know them backwards and forwards.
Yeah.
But I can't really quote them, but I know the stories backwards and forwards. But for me, what's fun is when someone wants to argue religion, I always take it back to, well, you know who I believe in, Jupiter. I worship Jupiter and Venus. They are the gods and goddesses that I have altars to back in the house.
I worship the sun and the moon.
I think there's
exactly, yeah. You start, taking them back to something like that, and people are like, wait, what?
Is there but there's 8 billion suns, I guess, for everyone on the planet,
yeah, there's
right?
8 billion suns. If there's 8 billion people
I worship
on the
my
planet,
own sun.
Yeah.
I worship
suns.
myself, and I feel great.
Can you imagine how many we'd be burning up if there was 8 billion suns?
that close.
And I close 50 yards away. What do you say?
The closer you get to them, the further they move. The closer you get to them, the further they move.
As soon as you get closer, they keep running away from you.
Like a rainbow.
A rainbow.
I have mentioned before that I did a documentary for the Flat Earthers because I mentioned that the check cashed, and I know their arguments on this. I know at least this one group's arguments on it. They believe we are on a disk, right? The Arctic mountain range is holding the water in, and above us is a dome screen that is projected on. Right. Now, I think they meant to say holographically projected, but I think they said hydroponically projected. But the check cashed, so I say whatever, like Ron Burgundy, like Ron Jeremy, I say whatever's in front of me. But yeah, those people are a little wacky, and the thing is that once somebody believes that they know more than you do, you can't tell them they're wrong.
Well, it's like all these fucking evangelicals. How about what's his name?
Making money off everybody.
Scalise saying I'm David Duke, but without the baggage. But Mike Johnson is the Handmaid's Tale without the Hulu fees.
Lifeless eyes. Black
so
eyes
is that Johnson's way of saying that I'm David Duke without the baggage? I'm David Duke without the baggage. That means that I'm a member of the Klan, but I haven't killed a black guy yet? Is that what that translates to?
It means
That's
I'm
what
a
that
white
sounds
supremacist
like.
piece of shit asshole. That's what it means.
I'm a grand wizard who hasn't killed one of them yet.
Grand old party. A grand old part of the GOP.
You know what I just realized?
I had to look that up when I was in
old party,
high school.
Grand wizard who knew this. But, they're never going to tell you that I said this because it's a genius thing.
I remember being in high school, and I had to ask somebody.
I know you're lying now.
I had to look it up. What the hell does the GOP mean? Because it's just Democrats and Republicans, and I never knew what the GOP meant. I was ignorant.
It's when a girl's been riding too many of them horses, and she comes walking up, she got them bow leggings. That's the GOP.
That's so bad.
That's a GOP.
That's so bad, dude.
Darknesses!
That's so bad. It's funny, but that's goddamn bad.
I said
it's
horse.
Fucking so misogynist. You're fucking sick fuck.
Pretty bird.
No, the
That's
grand
enough.
old party. I was like, I was so pissed when I found that out. It really pissed me off when I found that out.
Yeah.
And I'm like, grand old party.
Yeah, that's their nickname.
Like, what the fuck is this? I never understood it. I don't even know where it came from.
Well, you want to know something else? You want to know something that's going to make sense to them now? Is that their symbol is, of course, the elephant. And the elephant is known for never forgetting.
Yeah.
And they're all about revenge.
Yeah.
And it's all about the revenge since Roe v. Wade.
Yeah.
When Roe v. Wade went through, if you look back at the history...
I thought it was the 60s that they turned from Dixiecrats to Republicans. 70s, Roe passed in 73 when I was 3 years old.
Roe passed in 73, but they had been fighting for it since 60, I want to say.
Yeah.
And in that time, they... well, I love that song, actually.
I know.
We used to play that sometimes when somebody would yell something out like, play some Skinner.
Freebird.
Play Freebird. We'd stop and we'd be... I'd play that, and then my bass player would... We'd start doing that. Yeah, that was our way of dealing with that. I say, hey, if you're gonna heckle us, you got to tip a lot better.
So do you know that we have a 14th Amendment case here in Michigan against Trump being on our ballot?
I did
and
hear
then
that.
Trump went after Dana Nessel and said she doesn't have the power. She's our
she's a nasty woman.
No, she's our
she's our nasty woman.
She's
our Attorney General.
No, Secretary of State.
Dana Nessel is our Attorney General. Secretary of State is Jocelyn.
Oh, I got him switched.
Yeah.
Jocelyn Benson.
Jocelyn Benson.
So, she doesn't have the power to say whether or not I can be on the ballot or not. Well, she runs the goddamn election. She can do whatever she wants.
Hold my Heineken and watch this.
Oh,
Yeah.
hold my beer, bitch.
Yeah. Hold my Oberon and watch this is
I
what they'll
cannot
probably
wait.
say.
I cannot
That'll
wait.
become
No,
the
I
meme.
just, yeah. And their witness that they have for this case is Cash Patel. Cash, Mr. I'm getting $15,000 a month from Trump PAC committees. That's who they're fucking. So I don't know, dude. I don't know. Johnson's a mess. The right's a mess. I love this. This is from Keith Olbermann.
The right's Little Johnson is a mess.
Keith Olbermann said today, Trump swiping, stealing, palming, hoarding, stacking, sharing, and maybe selling all of those secret documents is an act so egregious that in times gone by would have been punishable by death. These charges, along with his attempt to steal the election and overthrow the government, would have resulted in a guy in jail in shackles until the trial starts. He's gaming the legal system to become POTUS again. And Cannon is a perversion of justice if she just gives Trump another delay. And if she does, Jack Smith needs to go into whatever court is necessary or required in order to get Eileen Luce Cannon off this case.
I have a question.
And I totally agree. Trump already has enough lawyers, and the judge should not be one of them, Keith Olbermann. And I have to totally fucking agree with that.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but this fucking bitch is insane. This trial's been already going on for 3 fucking years. I am... No. No more... He judge shopped for this bitch.
Oh, no.
By the way.
Yeah.
He found her and went to her instead of going to the Miami judge where he might get somebody who's more democratic and lawful.
Bouncing
She's
around as
definitely
best he
not
could,
lawful.
yeah. No.
Nice, Diane.
Nice, Diane.
Nice, Diane.
Think I'm gonna barf.
Oh my god. But you guys have nothing to say after that. Oh my god.
Nobody fucks with the Jesus.
So.
Of course he would. Of course he would. Biden said he would veto the House bill if it was made to it made it to the Oval Office. Of course he would, Skullsaw. $14 billion in Israeli aid with costly cuts to the IRS. Yeah, to protect his goddamn rich donor check tax cheats. God damn, I can't talk today.
We know how absolutely crooked the entire government is right now, knowing that...
I wouldn't say the entire government. I would say the Republican Party. We know how entirely crooked...
A vast majority of the government is crooked right now because
I would not say that.
Jorge Santos did not get censured.
A Republican.
Fucking Democrat.
Yes.
No,
the
he didn't
Republicans came out in droves for him.
And MTG wanted to censor...
Censure.
Rashia... Yeah. How did I say it?
Censor.
It's the same thing.
Censure.
Whatever. Yeah.
It's not the same thing.
It's not the
different
same.
spelling.
It's not the same thing. No,
It's a
but
different spelling,
Rashida
dude.
Tlaib saying that she's a Palestinian and she's out for Hamas and all that bullshit. She's a Palestinian American. She was born here, and the only reason why she did that also is because she had a rainbow flag outside of her office, along with her American and Palestinian flag. So
Rashida's
MTG
worried
could
about
just fuck off.
Rashida's worried about humanitarian efforts in the area for the people that aren't really part of this, that the Hamas group is
Fucking
using
Democrat.
as the human
Cannon
shields
fodder.
at
Yeah.
this point. Yeah.
Fucking Democrat.
That's what we have to be so clear in what our words are, because people they're like, oh, you support Hamas and you do this. That's why I kind of been staying away from it too, because I don't know enough about it. All I know is that I just see a lot of racism, bigotry, Islamophobia, misogyny, fucking a whole bunch of horse shit going on all at the same time. And who's it coming from? The Republican Party. I don't see a goddamn thing coming from the Democrats. Democrats are trying to get shit done.
Shitty
So when
bombs.
Yeah.
They're shooting bombs into buildings just like Russia.
I just want to point out
civilian
to
people.
Yeah.
It's the same fucking
into
thing.
hospitals and into fucking
Same shit.
apartment buildings,
You're
just
not
like
going
Russia
to-
did in
You're not
Ukraine.
doing military installations and shit. You're fucking creating atrocities.
Thank you.
That's absolutely correct.
That's it.
That's it.
And during a lot of that discussion, while Diane was talking about that, she was waving one of those fans on herself, and she pretty well looked like a Southern lady who,
Southern belle.
a Southern belle who was married to somebody named the Colonel, even though he never served.
Take him off.
I'm wearing my Hurley surfing
What is that
shirt.
shit all about? How people down south just call themselves? Well, that's the Colonel.
Them panties. Take him
Can
off.
I call myself the Colonel? Can I just be the Colonel?
Them panties. Take him off.
We're going to put that up for a vote. You go ahead and let us know in the chat right now. Should Brian be known as the Colonel from now on? Because we'll stick with it. Unlike Elon
Motherfucker
Musk,
piece
if
of
you
shit.
vote that I should be called the Colonel, we will refer to me as the Colonel from this point on. Elon Musk, on the other hand, refuses Elon Musk is back now saying that, I'll take on Zuckerberg anytime, anywhere. But when Zuckerberg was like, okay, here's the time and the place, he was like, well, can't we just try it in your backyard first? And Zuckerberg said no, and Elon's like, well, I'm not going to do that.
Mommy said no.
And then Elon's coming back now and saying anytime, anywhere. And it's like, dude, you are such a flabby
pussy-ass
bitch. Yeah. Flabby pab.
Thank you, Chrissy Teigen, for that.
Murdering a world of
All-time
Flappy
perfect,
pab.
perfect 3 words for the grand old party.
And you know what makes it better? If you pronounce it right. To do the P, you have to let it build up before you let it explode through the lips.
Yeah, but then I'm gonna pop my
And the same
popping
thing
microphone
with the
pop.
B. Not if you go off to one side like pussy-ass bitch.
Pussy-ass bitch.
Off to one side. Pussy-ass
Game over, man. Game over.
Diane, are you
That's what he
fake ass?
means.
Oh my God, I have to be fake ass.
Oh, she's got it out again.
I'll be fake ass.
Colonel Facus.
No, you're Benny Loco's sister.
What's Benny Loco?
Bonnie Loco?
No, she did a
Moco Loco.
Ficus's wife or sister? Wife. So you'd be Ficus's sister.
I'd be Ficus's sister.
And wife.
Fake ass.
Wife.
Sister wife.
Sister wife.
No, Benny did a character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Benny had a character. I forget, though, what she called it.
Yeah, me too.
Am I fake ass? Yes, I am fake ass. No, for those of you who don't know, Hal Sparks has a character.
Yes. Yeah.
And he
Wee
uses a
bit of
filter.
filter he
and it's
uses
so
on there.
hilarious. And he's toothless and from Kentucky and has the accent and everything and does the whole 9 yards.
Yeah, he has. If you could imagine that Steve Buscemi loses every other tooth, that's probably about what that filter looks like. You know,
With a ponytail and fucking
yeah.
guns.
Every other tooth is looking for a different exit. You know, they're
It's
looking
really
to get
funny.
out of there in
When he
different
does-
ways.
When he does ficus, it makes his head look a little smaller.
Yeah.
So his body looks really big. You know what I mean? So he's got huge
Yep.
shoulders and big guns and this little shrunken head.
I
No
sent him a
teeth.
response to one of his shots from one of the shows. He was flexing and coming in like Henry Rollins style and everything, and I
Yeah.
said, it's like Danzig but smaller. And then he sent back, actually I'm taller than Danzig, and I'm like, cool, nice, good to know. You never really think about
I
like
know
how
you're not
tall
a-
he is because you never really see him
I
in
know.
relation to anything except his background.
But I also know that you're not like a real like Hal Sparks fan.
I'm not a hardcore Hal Sparks fan. I don't
the same height as
dislike
Diane.
him. I don't unlike him.
No, he's
Yeah.
taller than I. He's like 5'7", 5'8".
No, he's not.
Yeah, he's not my height. He's taller than I am.
Yeah.
You're the same height.
No, I was wearing heels
To
that
me.
night.
Well,
I was wearing platform heels that night.
To me,
So-
he's short.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, how tall are you, Tony?
6'2.5".
You're 6'2.5". Okay.
I'm 5'4",
come out
and I was
wherever
wearing
you are.
platform heels that night that big. So yeah, he's taller than I am. So anyway, but I know that you're not a huge Hal fan, but I wish you would at least watch his one. He's on 5 nights a week. So
right, yeah.
Just put on one night and listen to how he tears apart the right.
I will now.
I love it because it's almost like a roast.
No, I like it. I like it how he stops and he decimates them. Like, every individual line he picks apart, which is great.
Yeah.
And I will now, but of course I'm coming off my heavy month because October, horror movies, that kind of thing. I'm doing 2 horror movies a day plus watching TV shows. Now we're into November, so I'm wrapping up my TV shows now. But yeah, it was horror movies a day,
Do me a favor
all over the place.
and it's 6:00. He'll be on YouTube, and you don't have to listen to the whole 2 hours or whatever. Just watch what he does because I love how he does this. He listens to them every fucking word he listens to.
He utilizes his quick wit,
and he's like, bing, 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 and he'll stop the fucking roll. And I really love what he does.
That's
and
what
how
I mean. He
does it.
stops and he picks it apart. He, dissects it and decimates it.
Absolutely.
All at the same
And
time.
it's almost like a roast of all these people. And I don't care who it is. I don't care who it is. He'll fucking tear him. Ooh, and do you know who's Danny Balls, you guys? Do you know who Danny Balls is?
Yeah, you can look it
in
up
the
online.
chat.
Yeah.
Danny Balls, I guess he was like that's not really his real name.
No.
That's
really
a Hal Sparks nickname for him, but I don't know what his real name is. I think he's an OAN dude or something like that.
Yeah.
But a long time ago, Hal was like, I'll debate you, man. Da, da, da. I kind of put out the word, I'll debate you.
Yeah.
Well, I guess it got back to Danny Balls, and Danny Balls like, oh, I'll fucking debate this bitch any day of the week.
Yeah, best of luck, yeah.
Now he's like, ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Now he's gone silent.
Hell, I like
so I have a feeling that won't happen, even though he's like, oh, I'll debate that bitch.
It's like going up against Jeffrey Ross or something like that. You're
going against a pro.
If it's a war of wit, you're going to battle without any armor against these guys.
Oh,
yeah. These guys are going to pick you apart.
Not only can he do it with wit and smart, but I mean, in comedy, he can do it with wit and smarts because he knows all the
information.
Shit. He knows the real information. He studies all this shit.
Right.
And he also retains all of it. You know what I mean? And this guy will be like, just like all of them are when you present facts to them.
That's a big difference for everyone to understand between Hal Sparks' show and ours is that, we drink consistently throughout ours, so by the end of the night we might know shit we didn't know at the beginning and we might not remember it later, so here we go. Woo!
Wow.
Here we go.
What, we've had 3 beers?
I'm gonna pour myself some more intelligence.
I've had 3 beers in an hour and a half. That's not bad.
Oh, come on, you know me, I'm a professional day drinker. If I'm not starting at lunch, I haven't started. Whoa, is it 11? Is it 11?
And he doesn't get upset. He stays cool and collected. Yep.
Of course.
That's what he does, man. And it's so... Actually, there's times when I've seen Hal get really fucking pissed. Oh, my God. It was when he realized that this whole Comer email fucking bullshit that they're trying to pin on Biden, that there's all this corruption and it was during the 1-year anniversary of Bo's death, and they were trying to,
who is your daddy and what does he do?
Get everybody together to make sure everybody, knew what the situation was going to be on the anniversary of Bo's death. And that's what they were talking about. It wasn't talking about money coming from China, you fucking tools.
Right.
And I'll tell you what, when Hal found that out, holy shit was he fucking pissed.
Fragile.
And that's why he keeps going after these. He goes after them for the Hunter Biden laptop. Keeps going after them with the fucking bullshit.
Hunter Biden's laptop.
Oh, Biden is, corrupt and the Chinese and this and that and the other thing. Well, what about the $17 million that was given to Donald Trump and the next day he took out
$2.5 billion given to Kushner.
During Trump's administration, China gave Trump $17 million. Next day,
he
took out $15 million out of the bank account because Trump has bank accounts in China. Biden, on the other hand, does not.
He has an office in Chinatown, and Trump somehow thinks that's
and they're
the
like,
same
oh,
thing.
well, they have LLCs. They have all these LLCs to hide all this money and do. Well, guess what? Biden's family.
Well, guess what? Trump and his family don't read what they sign.
Biden family
so they don't
has
know where
20 LLCs. It's probably for every single person in the family. Trump has over 500 LLCs to hide all their goddamn money laundering fucking bullshit.
And he
So
just
I
fucked
don't
over
wanna-
his own revocable trust
I
in the
don't
current
even want
New
to
York
hear
thing.
it from these fucks anymore.
Yeah. Do you
I
have?
wanted to go home.
Well, I guess
actually-
that's. I guess that is my.
We're
I
at
don't want to
7.
hear
Is that
it.
your
I
final
wanted to
show?
go home.
Final words?
I don't want to. I don't want to hear it from these motherfuckers anymore about Hunter Biden laptop and
What
the
color
Biden
did you
crime
want your
family.
casket?
I'm tired of it. It's bullshit.
What color did
Yeah.
you want
They're
your
beating a
casket?
dead horse and they fucking know it.
Of course they
What
are.
color did you want your casket?
So we are at time.
Yep,
That's your final words.
that's my final word.
Game over, man. It's game over.
My final words are going to be my password.
Oh God.
My password is Mickey, Minnie, Goofy, Donald, Pluto, Huey, Louie, Dewey, Lansing. You know why I came up with that password? It told me it had to be 8 characters and at least 1 capital. Thank you for listening to HBL Radio Nation. The jokes don't get better than that. They really don't.
Really dry sense of humor, Brian.
That was
Super
like
dry.
that was like an A-level joke for us.
You're a good.
No, that
Please
was like
follow, like, share, subscribe, donate, name your first kid after us. If you get a tattoo of our show on your forehead, we will pay you absolutely nothing except a print it yourself sticker. We love you.
Holy
Thanks for
shit.
showing up.
Holy
We're HBL Radio
shit.
Nation.
Holy shit.
Fuck the right. See ya.
I'm Dad Russell.
And I'm Brian P. Gallagher.
See you guys next week.
Enjoy.
Peace out.
Stepping out of bitchin' cars, couldn't reach the way to burn, so yeah. Stepping out of bitchin' cars, have a motor with a dual quad. Stepping out of bitchin' cars, racing to the top of spot, oh no. Oh no. I don't care where she's always in my hair. Don't ask me why. She probably start to cry. Oh yeah.
It burns.
Yes, we do drive priceless.
Oh, it burns.
Sipping out of bitchin' cars, racing on the way to Mars. Oh no, 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 no. Stepping out of bitchin' cars, they're gonna put me behind the bars. Oh no.
I am God.
Stepping out of bitchin' cars, have a motor with a dual quad.
Negative.
I don't care where she's always in my hair. Don't ask me why.
Negative.
She'll probably start to cry. No, no.
Negative.
We are trailing a
Negative.
long-haired Caucasian in a 1970 Dodge Super Bee. We are in pursuit right now.
wrong, bitch.
He's getting away from us. We lost him. License plate registered to a William Clark Gaffney.
0.0.
Shut up! Shut up!
One time I
Shut up!
heard a believer by Ozzy was sweet.
Stepping out of bitchin' cars, racing to the top of spots, oh no. Stepping out of bitchin' cars, gonna race you all the way to Mars, oh no, no. Got everyone to do it. Stepping out of bitchin' cars, and motor into a quad. I don't care, cause she's always in my hand. Don't ask me why, she will start to cry. Yeah, yeah, yeah. show the way to burn, so yeah. Stepping out of bitchin' cars, have a motor with a dual quad. Stepping out of bitchin' cars, racing to the top of spot, oh no. Oh no. I don't care where she's always in my hair.
I put some lube on and got him on his feet.
Yes, we do drive Chryslers.
Sipping out of bitchin' cars, race the other way to Mars. Oh no, 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 no. Sipping out of bitchin' cars, they're gonna put me behind the bars. Oh no. Stepping out of bitchin' cars, have a motor with a dual quad. I don't care where she's always in my hair. Don't ask me why, you should probably start to cry. No, no.
We are trailing a long-haired Caucasian in a 1970 Dodge Super B. We are in pursuit right now. He's getting away from us. We lost him. License plate registered to a William Guard Gaffney. Hey, isn't that guitar guy? One time I heard him play Believer by Ozzy. It was sweet.
Stepping out of bitchin' cars, racing to the top of the oh no.
Come out, wherever you are.
Does anyone notice this? I feel like I'm taking crazy pills. I don't care, cause she's always in my hand. Don't ask me why, she doesn't
We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live. I am not an animal. I